everybody, I'm Sarah and I'm a recorder player. Two Paetzold tenors! I am so excited to try these out. As you know, I have been a fan of the Paetzold instruments for a really long time. I have a contrabass in F and a great bass in C. The tenors are a relatively new design and I'm going to be testing out two with different thumb hole constructions. Let's go for this one first. So we have a Paetzold tenor here with a bent head joint. Oh, and this is the whole body of the tenor. It's super light. It has a little thumb rest on the back, which is padded, and I'm noticing you can also adjust it up and down. In here, I also have an extra square that I think you can put in here, and that tunes it. It makes it slightly longer, so slightly lower. And an Allen key for fixing the screws. Let's actually just open them both up right away. Let's put them together. So the first thing I'm noticing with these new tenors is how light they are. They are 3D printed. There we go, solo tenor. But the movement of the keys, each key moves extremely easily. It doesn't feel clunky at all. Let's give it a play. Okay, the first thing that is striking me as someone who plays Paetzolds a lot, how agile this is and how easy to play. Of course, I'm used to playing the big contrabass, which has a bigger feel to it. I'm feeling quite a reedy sound, a lot of resonance, overtones, a big sound that's warm, and you can do a lot with it. Ooh, let's play. So you can play very melodic. Let's see if you can also be percussive, because that's what I love about the Paetzolds too. Something that people sometimes struggle with Paetzold instruments is the clicking of the keys. Now, in recent years, they've fitted mechanisms to make the keys very quiet. But if you want to use that, it's still there. So looking at the construction, these are 3D printed quality plastic with the labium and windway made of wood. It has such a unique sound. It has a lot of character, and I'm feeling a lot of flexibility in what I can do with it. So if I'm slightly relaxing my first finger, allowing the key to come away, that's allowing me to play softer. Let's compare the two recorders a little bit. So sound-wise and the feel of playing, they're very, very similar. I think because they're 3D printed, the instruments are going to be very uniform. The difference in these two instruments, like I said before, is the construction of the thumb key. So one of the tenors has a normal thumb key with a hole in the middle. A bit like with a Baroque recorder, you half hole, let some of the air out. It feels very intuitive, just like playing a Baroque recorder. The second mechanism has two keys. I can't really explain this in terms of words, so I'm going to show you a close-up. But it has a normal key with a smaller key inside it. Both instruments use the concept of covering the hole with your thumb and moving it back to go up the octave, but because this key has this kind of extra piece of plastic in the middle, for me it doesn't feel as comfortable. How does it compare to a Baroque recorder? In terms of blowing, I would say the Paetzold Solo Tenor does need more air. This is probably because the instrument is wider, but in return you will get more sound and I think you can get more volume. In terms of the keys, my fingers are a lot closer together than with the Baroque tenor. I would liken this to playing an alto actually, and it's very comfortable. So if you're someone with small hands or you can't make stretches, this is amazing. On the back, we also have this thumb rest. It feels, for me, it feels very comfortable. It's kind of foam padding. Yeah. You can very easily push it up and down. That's so cool. You can just push it up and down, you don't need to unscrew anything. That's so easy. So for the C sharp and D sharp, you've got these kind of roll keys. To move your finger off, that's very easy. The only thing is, because when you roll your finger off, the key springs up. You can't really roll it back on again. You end up with your finger pushing against the key, so you roll off and lift back on. So a trill between C and C sharp or D and D sharp might not work. I'm noticing that because this instrument is completely new for me, occasionally my fingers miss the keys or I put them in the wrong place. I think that after a couple of practice sessions, it's something that I wouldn't even have to think about anymore. But just be aware, it does feel different to playing a Baroque recorder. These are called the Solo Tenors, so I'm going to play a few of my favourite solo works on this to test it out. Now, and I feel like I'm much more used to how the fingers work. It took me a few minutes to get into it, I'll admit, but I really like this. It has such a big sound, a really different character than a Baroque recorder. So I think the strengths of the Paetzold Solo Tenor, why you would choose this instead of a Baroque tenor. Ergonomically, it's much lighter, your fingers are closer together, it's higher up because of the bent neck. So if you're someone that struggles with the size of the tenor, this could be a really good option for you. The sound, of course, is the most important thing. It's not a Baroque recorder, it's its own thing, and I think it sounds really beautiful. It has a mixture of resonance, a rich, full, quite reedy sound. You can be quite agile and virtuosic with it, but also give a lot of sound. And in true Paetzold style, it responds amazingly to articulation, so you can make all of these percussive effects, right from and maybe because the instrument has such a wide bore, you have to be quite accurate with how you're blowing. For those low notes, you really need a slow airstream, otherwise you could crack it. For those high notes, you need quite a lot of air in a very thin, fast airstream. So that was my review of the new Solo Tenor recorders from Paetzold by Kunath. If you have one of these, please let me know. I'd love to hear about your experiences too. And over the past few years, the team at Paetzold have been doing so many of these innovations, experiments, playing with the instrument and bringing out new things in this way. And I'm just so happy and excited to see the recorder, our instrument, continue to develop. Yes. As always, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face down here. Over here is the Team Recorder Patreon where you can choose to support the channel. And up here, let's take a flashback to a few years ago when I unboxed my newly refurbished contrabass Paetzold. Thanks for watching and have a great day.